Gurur Shakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama. Tasmai Shri Guruve. Respected Kiran ma'am, Menon sir, Anu ma'am, all our teachers, friends, I welcome you into this gathering, which is made sacred with the spirit of love and goodwill you all bring to this gathering. On behalf of India Vision Foundation and family members of Reeta ma'am, I would like to say thank you so very much to all of you who have joined the memorial event today virtually. We are here to pay tributes to the life and memory of Reeta ma'am. We respect Reeta ma'am for her inspiration and devotion to her family, her service to people with intellectual disabilities, particularly individuals with autism spectrum disorder, her compassion for those in need, love for parents of children with intellectual disabilities, her adventurous spirit, strength, and courage to stand for what she believes and to speak for those who could not. Each one of you, with your own unique memories of Reeta ma'am, for she was not the same person to any two people. And you
I really like what you said. She was not the same person.
there is a spark of eternity.
Very nice.
So before we begin, I would like to request everyone a 1 minute silence in tribute to late Dr. Reeta ma'am. We are gathered here today in grief and sorrow, but we have also gathered to celebrate a life. We have come together to give thanks that we knew this vibrant person, to express our gratitude for the days and years we were able to share with her. We are here to remember and memorialize a good and caring life by remembering the best of Reeta ma'am, by recalling some of her finest qualities, by honoring her principles, values, and dreams which guided her life. Again, I welcome each one of you for this memorial event virtually. Thank you so much. Now I would like to request Ms. Simi Santha and Dr. Menon Punan from Reeta Peshawaria Center for Autism, Malapalli, Kerala, to share their experiences about the center. Over to you, Simi ma'am.
Simi, you need to unmute first.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Rajesh. A very good evening, Kiran ma'am, Menon sir, Anu ma'am, my beloved teachers and friends. Once again, the memorable day of July 14th has arrived to remind us of a beautiful soul who knew nothing but giving. Dr. Reeta Peshawaria Menon, my guru, who was the heart and soul of NIMH, smiled soulfully and gave joy, taught passionately and shared knowledge, touched the lives of thousands of students, parents, and professionals, and gave hope and shared some of her ideas and wishes with me and gave me a dream to realize. As I always say, the one and only phrase that replays in my heart and soul is that through my interactions with Reeta ma'am, I felt like I was truly touched by an angel who continues to guide me. The work undertaken by Reeta Peshawaria Center for Autism Services is Reeta ma'am's own brainchild, which I'm honored to have been able to initiate through the unconditional support provided by Dr. Menon and Dr. Kiran Bedi ma'am. I'm also grateful to many of my teachers, classmates, seniors, and juniors from NIMH who were instrumental in several activities undertaken by the center. I'm ever grateful that my path crossed with Dr. Menon Punan, whose dedication to the cause has kept the dreams for RPC alive. I'm also happy to announce that not too long ago, Dr. Menon, who is inspired by RPC, became a board-certified behavior analyst. Under her leadership, not only has RPC progressed through the years, but also just inaugurated another one of its branches in the district of Pathanamthitta in Kerala. Without further delay, I invite Dr. Menon Punan to say a few words while I present a small slideshow highlighting RPC and its activities. Dr. Menon.
Hi, thank you, Simi.
I'm going to share the screen now.
Good evening, Dr. Menon, Madam Kiran ma'am, and Dr. Rajesh, Anu ma'am, and all the other dignitaries in the group. I'm so happy that I'm invited for this meeting, and I'm really privileged to be here. I personally haven't met Reeta ma'am, but when I see each one of you, I see her living and I see her work going through and through. And I have my personal interactions with Simi, the way she works, the way passionate she is with children and parents, and continuing Reeta ma'am's passion. I'm so honored to work in the center. Currently, I'm working as the director and the clinical supervisor for Reeta Peshawaria Center for Autism. I have done my PhD in behavioral sciences. I'm a counseling psychologist and a behavior analyst. So, Simi, can we have the slides?
Sure. Are you able to see everyone?
Yep, visible now.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
go forward.
Yeah.
So my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Reeta Peshawaria Menon, Dr. Kiran Bedi, Anu Peshawaria Menon, ma'am, and Dr. Deshkirti Menon. Without all of your support, we would have never been here. We would have never been able to do so much in this field in Kerala. And I really remember with a lot of gratitude, especially Dr. Menon and Dr. Kiran Bedi ma'am, coming all the way to Kerala and being with us, spending time and supporting us in many ways and encouraging us. Ma'am, I remember you coming for the inauguration of the trust here in 2015. I always remember you with a lot of respect and gratitude. And Dr. Menon is just like our godfather, and he is actually made such an impact in my life. And I am really so honored to be here working for the center. Can we have the next slide? So this is in Kerala, and today we have inaugurated the second center in Kerala in Pathanamthitta. This is the first center is in Malapalli, and 2015, Madam Kiran Bedi has inaugurated the center over there. And today it's also the annual day of our center and Memorial Day for Madam Reeta ma'am. And the same day we have also started the new center in Pathanamthitta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can have a small.
Yeah.
Can we have that video?
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. This is
This is
the
good,
Pathanamthitta center. Yeah. They were just getting ready for today's inauguration, and in between they have taken the video. So it's not all that perfect, but
Can we move the slide so that one
Yes.
can see the video?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Yeah,
Is it
better
better,
now.
sir? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
Screen sharing. Yep.
Mhm, mhm.
That's the lunch room.
All righty. Some of the pictures from today.
Yeah. This is the inauguration ceremony that happened. Some glimpses from the today's inauguration session. Today, Municipal Chairman Zakir Hussain, sir, advocate. He's an advocate. He lit the lamp, and yes.
Going back to the history, we started. Go ahead, Marie. Continue, please.
No, you can continue, Cindy.
Oh, no. Okay. So we started as a clinic in the year 2014, and we were truly privileged to have Dr. Kiran Bedi inaugurate our first center. And I recall her making a phone call to Dr. Menon and saying that baby is reborn today. She's born here. And that's exactly why I picked that date for the starting of the center, so that we make it, her learnings continue to live, like you had mentioned in our chat today. So yes, that is the whole idea. And as much as support I get from all of you, that is what our inspiration is. That's what our energy is. That's what propelling us forward, ma'am. So we had, again, go ahead, Maureen, the school, we can talk about the collaboration.
So we started it as a clinic initially, but later we moved into this school. This is a CBSE school. And from here, we were running the center where we used to offer therapies like speech, occupational therapy, special education, all based on ABA principle. So we had various services like individual assessment and therapy, early intervention, behavior management, social communication, skill groups, skill building for daily living activities, parent training programs, and the like, all kinds of support, whatever possible to the parents and the children, so that we could streamline them to the integrating them to the mainstream. We also used to offer shadow teachers for these children to go and sit in the normal class to get integrated in the same school. They were kind enough to be very supportive in our task over there.
In 2015, we changed the model. We moved away from the clinic model to the to a trust. Due to considering many factors, we made this decision. And once again, we were honored and truly privileged to have Dr. Kiran Bedi's presence there. So we go by the date of the trust, or the inception of this, trust is 2015. And that's where I was telling you about the 10-year annual, ceremony is going to be in 2025. These are some of the pictures from the inauguration of the trust. And once again, the school was kind enough to host us, and they provided a lot of support at that period. But then eventually COVID kind of, the rent for the facility was increased, and we were not in a position to continue here. So we had to downsize and move into a different facility, and we'll come to that soon. Okay.
This is a time when Dr. Menon has personally visited us while we were in that school. So this is such a sweet, fond memory we all have when Dr. Menon was with us.
And at this time, we were also very happy to meet up with Dr. Teresa Kuti ma'am. And together we had been part of several workshops that we had conducted. So that was also a special memory from that time.
Yeah, so over the years, Simi always took such a lot of interest to go travel far wide throughout India, various places, right from Rourkela to different parts in Kerala, even in Bhubaneswar. She had conducted a lot of classes, parent training programs, and I was also fortunate enough to go with her to various places, which really opened my eyes, like how much is the need for giving training and empowerment for parents and children, and the need for these kind of services all over in India. So I'm so grateful and so thankful to Simi for guiding me and making me stand strong for this purpose, for this cause. Thank you so much.
I just would like to add here that this is something Reeta ma'am stood for throughout her life. She was all about empowering families, empowering parents. And that is the conversation that, the communication that she and I had. This was one of her wishes. She wanted me to reach out to as many parents as possible. And one of the ways was writing a manual and conducting workshops. So this is something integral to RPC. This is something I want to be continuing to do, mainly to keep up. Definitely this is a huge need, but also to keep up Reeta ma'am's vision. This is our downsized, or the new facility that we are independent now. We are out of this school, but we are a small facility in Malapalli. However, the quality of the services and everything else, Maureen can talk about a little bit about this center.
Yeah, though we had to downsize, but I'm so, I'm very proud of the services we are offering and the quality of services we are able to give. Me being a BCB has helped me even more to provide better services and more access to parents and helping them to integrate their children to mainstream. And so there is like Malapalli, we have conducted a lot of CRE programs, thanks to Dr. Rajesh for helping us to do all these things. So we were able to make CRE programs in Malapalli, Cochin, Kottayam, Pathanamthitta, Wayanad, Ranchi, Rourkela, all over many places. We were able to do these trainings and workshops. And these are some of the pictures there. We were training teachers, and also these are special educators, and that was
Other
very
professionals,
good.
medical doctors, and
Yes,
other
yes.
professionals as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
It is not only therapy, we always had a lot of fun also. We used to have a lot of events and occasions where we always made it a point to invite parents and children and to have a lot of fun going for trips outside. Because many a times, many parents say that they do not have a chance to go outside or have to have fun because nobody likes to help them to get into the groups, or all of them, all the parents made sure that they always joined us in whatever programs we had. These are some of the things where parents, children, and they all joined for activities, crafts, etc. So we always had a very good time and very good relationship with parents. These are some of the pictures of the trips we had. That's Simi's mom. She always used to be such a strong support for all the events. She's the chairman. We had special permission from parents to display this video here. Just wanted to mention that. All the staff's parents, they are so enthusiastic about all these trips and this is the center. For the Independence Day, we have March Past. This is Onam Festival. The parents also have some race and some programs, cooking class and stuff like that. This is fancy dress competition. They are waiting for their turn. It's Onam. Christmas, fancy dress, tableau.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Miss Simi, you would like to say something?
No, you go ahead, you go ahead, you go ahead.
Yeah, so our some challenges we face right now is that suddenly I see that a lot of big time business people are coming to into the field with huge autism centers, autism village, all these very huge infrastructure. So at this point, people definitely look at big structures and other outward attractive things. So it's kind of sometimes make me feel very intimidated that because of our small setup, will it be like going to be a problem? We are considering, like we are discussing it, Simi, about thinking of a bigger space, expansion of the services location. So that's why we actually also thought of going to Pathanamthitta, because in those areas, they don't have such facilities. So we wanted to reach out to more people. Now, better facilities for students, enhance parent and caregiver support, reach more students and families, research in the field of autism, better community engagement, advanced therapy methods, explore global partnership for knowledge sharing and applications. These are some of our future plans and improvements.
This is just our center's website address. And this was the invitation for today's event. And yeah, I guess that is all from us. Thank you so much for your unconditional support and presence today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simi madam and Erin madam. I had the opportunity of visiting one of the CRE programs at Wayanad, and very beautifully they have organized the parent training program. And in fact, the teachings of Reeta ma'am, behavior modification, applied behavior analysis, exactly being provided there to the parents. And at that time, we were thinking of only Reeta ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Remembering Dr. Reeta Peshawaria Menon madam, former students, friends, and colleagues. So I would request any colleague, friends would like to share their experiences of Reeta ma'am. Please unmute and you can share your experience. If you would like to share the experience, kindly give us a clue so that the technical coordinator will unmute you so that you can speak.
I can go ahead. Can you all hear me, Rajesh? Okay, so one very fond memory I have, I mean, there are so many. One that I recall this morning was that how animated and lively her expression was. Like, I would go to general service with Shailaja and to discuss some, behaviors that were quite puzzling to me. I was so new and raw. And Shailaja would say, okay, let's talk to Reeta ji, who's in behavior modification. So we would go there. And the one thing that always struck me was the way she communicated. She was so passionate. Her passion came through in her facial expression, in her body language. Even in the Monday seminars, my colleague, Kishore, I think, yeah, Kishore was there. We would observe, oh my goodness, look at her, look at the way she's so passionate when she talks about her favorite subject. It was very evident. So I see that passion, she's able to, even in her absence, I mean, she's always there in our memories. Even when she's not physically present here, her passion is thriving in all of you who are doing such amazing, amazing work. Simi especially, this is really, really laudable what you're doing, Dr. Marine and others. Don't worry about the small space. You have a big heart and your services are immeasurable. So I think you'll do excellent with what you're doing. I loved your goals. You have your long-term plans all carved out. That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. Words mean a lot. They inspire us so much. They keep us
Yeah,
going.
do share your web link to your website. I want to see the centers.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, I'll do that. Sure.
Please.
Thanks.
Thanks, Rajesh.
Think, Mr. Ramchandran, can I go ahead? My respected river teacher, Dr. Menon, and very much in all of our heart, Dr. Kiran Bedi, Honorable Governor, and she is much more remembered as a tennis player in our heart and mind, and all other participants in a very memorable celebration today. Though we are few here, but Reeta ma'am has been in memory of millions of people in India and abroad. I know because all of our students and their students, because many of us got an opportunity to teach in diploma and BEd special education centers. And we know how we used to refer her in teaching related to behavior issues, behavior management, as well as many other issues related to psychology and special education. And two of my memories always I share with my students and even my family members, even my children. And that was, she told me one time, everything can be solved with the understanding its individual behavior and to find out what may be the cause and how we can really manipulate to modify it. And that was so much of helpful to me for my personal life as well as my professional career. And one time said, because we know she was handling many other research programs there in NIMS, still she has enough time to her all students. Anytime we have come to her, and she has kept her work aside and listened to us. That was unique in her personality to each of our students. And one time it happened like I was struggling managing a child's behavior. So we are in confusion that time whether the child is having only intellectual disabilities or some other problems. That time it was in the year 1993, where autism was not in much picture. Well, later on, we could realize that a child has different dual diagnosis, maybe dual diagnosis. Then we could understand that maybe have some other problems related to medical. But it was a wonderful explanation by Reeta madam to have a integrated approach from a behavioral therapist, from a psychiatrist, and a child specialist, and how to tackle that situation. And she's told is, though we have individual approach from different professionals, but it's always best to go for a multidisciplinary approach to handle a situation. And that was very exciting, how to coordinate all professionals to work with the child with a disability. That was very eye-opening for all of us. And another situation, I was struggling in a Ranchi special education like diploma center. We had an issue, and it was an issue made by many people, though it was not my mistake. I wanted to approach Menon sir, but he was busy with many other work. So I had to rush to Reeta ma'am, and she found a time to listen to me carefully, and she could understand. Actually, she went to the depth of the problem happened there. Then she managed in a way, and things were solved so quickly, which people are making so much of complex without understanding the fact about it. So she is in my memory all time of life, and also she will be memory my family and all my students. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Parshuram sir. Sir, for benefit of everybody, can you just tell about yourself, from which place and which batch of BMR, sir?
Can you hear me now? I think. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I am the fourth batch of BMR. I belong to Odisha, actually the district of Bhadrak, Odisha, where Mr. Paresh, Dr. Paresh is from. And I work in different places in India, though it's diploma centers, as well as I joined NIMH as the regional center in Calcutta for 3 years. Then I had to resign from there for certain issues. And I joined Odisha government in the ICPS as a program manager. But there also I had to resign for some purpose. And currently I am in a school district of Mississippi, known as Sunflower County School District. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
I
Rahul,
don't
sir.
know how much time we have, but I just wanted to share some quick thoughts about Reeta ma'am. She was, of course, a phenomenal teacher, and I have had really great teachers in my life. But if I were to choose one teacher who epitomized the best possible qualities of a teacher, it will easily be Reeta ma'am. And why? So I'm from the 7th batch, and while I was at NIMH, what we called it then, the conversations that I've had with my seniors as well as later with my juniors, unanimously for everyone, it was behavior modification that seemed to have had the greatest impact. And the credit for that goes to, again, Reeta ma'am, because we, at NIMH, we were being taught several courses in special education, neurobiology, speech therapy, and all those courses did have impact on us because we had some really great teachers. But it is the behavior modification part that got us really excited. And again, the credit would go to Reeta ma'am, because she had this unique talent of getting us excited about whatever she was teaching. If it was anyone else, probably we wouldn't have been as passionate about behavior modification. And apart from her great skills as a teacher, she genuinely cared for each and every individual student. And I don't know how she managed that, but she somehow, while being a tough taskmaster, she also somehow made us feel that she genuinely cared for us. One of the conversations that I had with her, at that point of time, I had mixed feelings about whether to retain retain my career in the field of disability. And she never made me feel guilty about it. Rather, she encouraged me to go in the direction that made me feel fulfilled. But she also said that, because of your family background, like my brother is intellectually disabled, she said that, and she predicted that, you will never be leaving the field of disability completely. So irrespective of whatever career path you take, you will still stay connected to the field of disability, and that is what is the case even now. So she continues to inspire us all, and so I'm really grateful for having known this great person. That's all I have to say.
Yes, sir. Inder Mohan sir wanted to say something, sir. Sir, you can, Sumit sir, you can just unmute Inder Mohan sir and would like to share some experience.
Okay, I'm Inder Mohan Menon. I'm Dr. Kirti's Chacha. I'm speaking from Dhanbad, Jharkhand. I'm very happy to be here today for remember dear Reeta's anniversary. My dear Deshkirti, Dr. Kiran Bedi, Anu, other dignitaries today in the function. I remember Reeta when she was not married, she was doing a diploma in Ranchi. Ranchi is about 150 kilometers from Dhanbad. And she would come to us in Dhanbad in the night at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. And would knock our door that she has reached. It was surprising that such a place like Jharkhand, where the life is so uncertain, and she was so daring and dashing, and to come at the night at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. Second experience, that some of the children's patients who are mentally not in problem, they went to, she was in Secunderabad, and when they met me in some function, they told me that we went to Secunderabad and treated them in an excellent way. And they highly appreciated her style of approaching and treating the patients. Then said when we left, we are leaving Secunderabad, they asked, you know, Indarmon, Chachaji, you said, yes, who doesn't know them? Know him. And thirdly, I had a chance with my wife, with my son, to London, to England, for about 8 days. When we reached there, they both, Dr. Menon Kirti and Reeta, took a leave for 7 days. Reeta was so happy, so glad that you people had come. Neither my parents nor Dr. Kirti's parents has come, and you are come, and you are like parents to us. They all the 7 days, we were with them. We have enjoyed a lot and all the programs. Reeta was very lovely, very cooperative, and with all. She was a fan of my wife, Sri Santosh Menon. In whole our family, she had such a lovely dealing, and everybody liked her and I remember him from the core of the heart. I today miss her, but she is no more physically with us, but he is always with us with her, in our minds and thoughts. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Would request Menon, sir.
Okay. I just wish to, I'm unmuted, okay. I just wish to highlight one aspect about Reeta. She, in the later years, told me that she has worked all along in an area where you listen to the problems and the miseries of the people. And she always wanted, after her retirement, to work in the area of leisure and recreation. And I made a project because in England, bed and breakfast is very common. And I made a project that we could invite people with intellectual disability and invite them to have leisure and recreation at a place of their choice. At 3-4 places which are tourism places where they can have fun and frolic, but then nobody is judgmental. We have a bed and breakfast unit where nobody is judgmental, nobody is trying to tell them what to do, but they can live a life on their own terms or visit that tourism place on their own terms. And anyway, that was one of her wishes, that she would like to promote leisure and recreation. I'm very happy that Reeta Peshawaria Center has taken that route, and they do promote leisure recreation. And I think there is a lot of learning even through that mode. If you really look at it, it is feasible to run a training program simultaneously along with leisure and recreation. And thank you very much for giving me this chance. And hopefully, I think somebody in India or elsewhere would open up a company for people with intellectual disabilities and people with autism or disabilities to have a leisure recreation centers. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. I request Anu ma'am.
Hello, this is such a privilege to be here today. I would like to talk about one aspect of my sister's life, which I saw was very memorable. And that was that she had an amazing life, work-life balance. To a normal person, she was a huge role model because I have seen her, how she managed her home and constraints at work so well that she was such a great companion of her husband. She was just a wonderful mother who gave all the right guidance to her son, who's now doing so well in San Diego. She was one of those persons who really knew how to do that balance. In fact, me being an attorney, when I suddenly semi-retired right now and wanted to lead a little more slower life, so I have time for my family, I realized how difficult it is to find a work-life balance. And I'm still looking for that. And my role model is my own sister. So I've had this model growing up, two wonderful sisters to look at and to follow, my sister Kiran Bedi and my sister Reeta Peshawaria, both 1 year apart from each other, and both were my role models. So I miss my sister the most, but I know that she is with us in her soul, and everywhere she will continue with us through this wonderful work that all of you are doing. Thank you for keeping her presence alive in this world. Thank you for doing what all you do. I'm so impressed by the work of the Reeta Peshawaria Foundation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Shailaja ma'am is there. Shailaja ma'am. Sumit sir, you can unmute Shailaja ma'am. Shailaja Rao.
And good evening to all. I hope I'm audible. Am I
Yes,
audible, Rajesh?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much. It's always been a pleasure to think and be in thoughts. I mean, keep Reeta in my thoughts always. She's still my, I still feel she's around. She's still my colleague. And when you see her pictures, how beautifully they have been captured in terms of her spirit and her smile, and as if she's around us still. Lovely pictures. I thank the foundation for helping us with all those pleasant memories. But today evening, I would like to share just one very, very important thing that I always remember about Reeta. Be genuine, reach out to people, and do not mince words. She never used to mince words. She would be very straightforward and she would be very clear, and she would make herself understood so well. I think these are the qualities of a beautiful person, which I think she was a personification of such a description. So for me, she's still my dear friend, even though she is not with us physically. But so many of my experiences in my profession and even after retirement, when I work with parents, I still remember her, how we used to discuss our challenges in the profession. And we always used to come up with a positive solution. So that is what I always remember about Reeta. She would never give up and she would never discourage anybody. She always, like Parshu said very rightly, she would always be quick in finding solutions. I think these are some of these resourceful qualities that she had, which I always enjoyed. Of course, I miss her a lot. And I think all the good words that have been said are very true, because she had so many dimensions and she was never, I mean, we always saw something more surprising as years passed by. That is what I would say. And I thank Dr. Menon for giving us this lovely opportunity. Even after years, we are still connected, and it's such a wonderful platform. And I congratulate the organizers of RPF for doing this wonderful events. And each event is so meaningful to inspire the younger generation. So Dr. Menon and the whole family, I think we owe you our gratitude. It's not a simple thing to keep the persuasion alive. It is a great quality. So I know how Reeta got all these qualities because of her family. So I really, my namaskaras to all the family members for spreading this beautiful message and a good example for the younger ones to follow. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. I would love to share more ideas whenever I get a chance. And anything that I can be of service to, I would love to be connected with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Rahul, sir.
Yeah, today is this day I always dread coming on June 14th. It's a very emotional day for me because I don't know how folks got the information. I was just scrolling through Facebook when I saw Sir's message and Kiran ma'am's message actually, and brought my world down. So it's a really emotional day for me. But one thing I always think ma'am and sir has done is, I think during the NIMH days and also what Parshuram reflected on, it's like supporting people when they are at the lowest time of their life. I mean, for me, when I came back in 1992, I was at a really low phase of my life. So Reeta ma'am and sir gave me that courage to face and look and view things alternatively. So I'm really thankful for that. And after having worked with her for some time, I think one of the things that she has embedded in all of us is selfless service. I mean, when I hear Simi's work and what all others are doing, it's the question of being selfless and not expecting things back in return. We just do our stuff. It's more unconditional kind of work that we are doing. The mincing words, I think like Parshuram, I have changed jobs like maybe 6 or 7 times because I didn't get along with my superiors. And these were government jobs. So it's, because it's compromising values becomes really difficult. So this is the longest job I actually have, for the last 10 years because, nobody has disturbed me from what I intend to do. And still today, I get advice from Dr. Menon on how to deal with life challenges. But yeah, I want to go on, but, whenever I see the picture, and it's really, really emotional for me to look at it because I wish she was here today. I know people say, spirits and things, but I don't know. I haven't seen spirits. I can feel her, but yeah, so sorry. It's really hard for me to say things today. It's one of those days I really dread coming in. So thanks, Rajesh, for the opportunity to speak, for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Rahul, sir. Now I would like to request the Honorable Dr. Kiran Bedi, Madam. Madam, first, there is a flyer that has to be released, and it is basically regarding the application and proposals to be invited for the Reeta Peshawaria Menon Fellowship for the year 2024. So I would request Madam to please announce that. Sumit sir will be opening that flyer, putting the flyer in the. Sumit sir, can you just open that flyer for Madam? Madam, now I would request you to kindly announce the proposals that are invited for Reeta Peshawaria Menon Fellowship for the year 2024.
Yeah, why not? Let's do that.
Madam,
When do we make it public?
And the submissions are open from today, 14th of July, and it will be put in the website.
Okay. Can you send a soft copy and a hard copy? Soft copy. Please send me a
Yes.
forward me a soft copy.
Yes,
Forward in the groups the soft copy for everybody.
yes, yes. Thank you, ma'am. Now I would request you to address the gathering.
I said it in my message this morning that we all know that Reeta was a very, very pious soul. But imagine this piety is realized sometimes at the last moment of one's life. One had heard, but I'd never seen it. But in baby's last moments of her life, I don't know how many of you know, she on her own, Anu, I and Kirti were all by her side. And we were thinking she'll recover. And I gave her some food and she ate food. She opened her mouth every time I put some food in her mouth. So obediently, she had her food as if to make me happy that she's eaten her food. But we did not know that was the last spoon she was having. And after that food, she started to pray. She started to do a bhakti geet. And she made us all sing. And she was clapping and cheering and doing bhakti. And we all sang. We all sang with her. And then I realized one thing, that after singing that song, bhakti, when it finished, she folded her hands. Imagine, what a pious soul. This is exactly the pinnacle of her piety, where at the time of her departure, she has prayed and she's thanked and she's asked for, she prayed before God. We had been hearing of monks, Buddhists, but I'd never seen a soul like this she was right in our arms at that time. She was genuinely a very, very pure soul, genuinely. And I think this is known, the genuineness is known only watched by others, not by herself. But she bid farewell to all of us. And she thanked the Almighty on her last breath. I thought I'd share this with you because this came back to me naturally. कि ये क्यों गा रही है, क्यों भजन कर रही है जाने वक्त, तो हम लोग सारे गा रहे थे. उसके बाद मैंने देखा कि जब ये लास्ट में गा रही थी, तो she had started to fumble. Her brain had started to decline. She started to fumble. Ye baat, number one. Number two, I thought I'd share this with about wondering, Simi, with your good work which you're doing, we could spread her word around. A thought which came to my mind, how do we do it? You can use your YouTube channel or whose ever YouTube channel. One is to digitize her work, her manuals, particularly a manual. If we have already digitized it, excellent. If we haven't, then we could digitize and then serialize the manual. Now, why did I get this idea? It is an idea which is only few hours old for me. One of the media houses called, or a YouTube channel or another called Masterminds, they've decided to serialize my book, chapter 1. Every month or every week, they will do it. And one chapter month. If they can do this for my book, why can't we do her manual and have a very good cover page of that? I can share this with you as on Saturday, this Masterminds will be going on Twitter. They'll be actually putting it on social media, my book, Fearless Governance, and serializing it. We could serialize Reeta's manuals so that they become easy reference now for scholars and academics to refer and and we could have those the search words, autism, behavioral therapy, etc., etc. And if people are looking for behavioral therapy in India, NMH, all these are keywords. Once we put them in, she will be traced. That means while you are running the clinics, students and her are running clinics in her name, keeping her memory alive, keeping her learning alive, keeping her academic alive, experience alive, guidance alive, teaching alive. We could also digitize her manual, number one. Who can do it, how we can do it, that's a different way we can do. Second thing, which was, and only two things. One is the digitization. And second is Simi and her team, who are those of you running the center, could declare once in a month or once in a week or once in a fortnight, open house to talk about behavioral therapy, a case study. We could do a case study. This is a case which came, this is how we dealt with, and these are the tools we have used. Open, doesn't matter how many people want to join. That means you make it visible on social media that this is a channel we are doing. So, and you can tag NIMH along, students along. Object now is to use technology. The time which was not there when Reeta was doing her studies and education, which is available now. So why don't we can through Simi's. So that means Simi's class can become online, if it can be. I do not know the rules. I do not know whether it can be, or we don't show anybody's face. I do not know. I just want you to, if it's possible, or just the manual and the teaching and a case study, which the experts can share. This way, it's called the Reeta Peshawaria class, something like that. You can call it that day, Reeta Peshawaria class in her. So this is what I thought. These two suggestions came to my mind, that other than running the centers, we could digitize. And secondly, if we can also do online sharing of her teachings.
Kiran, manuals and books are already digitized by NIMH. They have the copyright and they are widely available. And there is a link that we have put in our Reeta Peshawaria website that you can access them.
Connect kar diya, link kar diya?
Yeah, already there.
Achha, so digitization on. That means they've got the copyright and they've digitized it in NIMH mein ho gaya. But that's the right location because every student will go to NIMH. Second is a class. Once a week we serialize, or once a week a class, a case study, applying her manual.
We'll work on it. Yep. Thank you for. Yep.
Simi, what do you think?
Most certainly, ma'am. Something that can be materialized. We will have to do a lot of, background thinking. And like you rightly pointed out, the ethics part is something, which always comes in the way. We are not so freely able to share information. But yeah, I'm sure Rahul sir and everyone else, we're going to be thinking about something like that. And I think like for November 19th, we have something chalked out as well. So we'll do it, ma'am. We'll certainly, very good idea.
Our constraints are we have to take consent from the people with intellectual disability and also consent from the parents, because it's a personal information, whether they want to share it on a public platform or no. These are some of the constraints. But then I think you rightly said that there are other possibilities if we don't have the parents but just academic exercise that you share with others, and some kind of case studies without revealing the name, etc. There are some possibilities. I think one can work upon it.
And let us know your program for the 25th, 2025.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'll certainly do that.
We all can plan our travels already.
Absolutely.
Well,
that's the idea.
ahead, and we could travel.
You'll be the first one to know, ma'am. I know how busy you are. So,
and what is the best route to your town?
You have come there, ma'am. Ernakulam, Kochi is the one.
So from Cochin, how much was the drive?
2.5 to 3 hours, ma'am.
That's not much. So it's very easy. Not much. I remember I did the travel back.
Yeah.
So 25, we can all make it. Maybe Kirti can make a visit to India at that time. Anu can also plan a visit. She comes, we can plan it. Which month? Which month?
I'm aiming for July because we could do it on the 14th of July. But again, it's all an idea right now. We have to
do it in November.
Yeah, we could do it in November.
Anu does it. Anu comes in winters. Anu comes to Delhi in winter. So does Kirti come in November, December. We can all come together If they plan come together, we can all come together.
We'll coordinate, ma'am. Anu, ma'am, I'll be in touch with you and we'll coordinate that. Not a
Right.
problem.
Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would now request Rahul sir for the closing remarks.
Yes. So this is what Simi alluded to a few minutes ago, like how are we going to celebrate the November 19th? And what I was thinking, I mean, again, taking on some of the ideas that Kiran ma'am mentioned was on 19th, instead of just having that 1 hour remembrance and celebration of life, we were thinking of doing a 2 hour seminar on topics like autism, applied behavior analysis, which folks from the BMR, ex-BMR folks, or somebody who are interested in that area, do a 2 hour, I mean, so we'll have like 20 minutes of presentation, 10 minutes of discussion. So it will be a virtual seminar for 2 hours. And then we could do a conference proceedings, which we can upload it on the RPF website. So again, coming back to what Kiran ma'am was saying, promoting the work. So we take topics on, say, for applied behavior analysis, autism, intellectual impairment, leisure, recreation. I had a chat with Sir the other day, and one thing that he also suggested is if we can do a hybrid model. So one thing could be like there is a workshop going, like for example, what Dr. Marine mentioned is like having a what do you call those CRC training workshops where people also listen there, and we have a web presentation also, so it's affecting both the staff of Simi's organization and anyone else who is interested to come on that day. So that could be a fundraising event for Simi's. I mean, she could charge people to come and and attend that session because they get this RCI points. So that was one idea that we were planning. So once the meeting is over, what I was thinking was to have a follow-up meeting and where we discuss this in detail so that November 19th, we have this celebration of the research that ma'am has promoted, and then it culminates with that 1 hour of discussion, 1 hour of virtual where we all meet and discuss about it. So that was the plan, and if we do that every year, we are again promoting some of the work that ma'am has been doing, and at the same time creating knowledge base, because what Simi and Marine mentioned earlier is that knowledge base is missing, scientific knowledge, evidence-based knowledge base, So having research practice sessions for 2 hours and see how it goes. If it goes well, I mean, I thought about it one day, but then Sir said people won't be interested, And the good thing is it's on a Sunday. The 19th of November is a Sunday, so I think that gives people Sunday Indian time. It will be Saturday for American. So I think it gives an opportunity for folks to plan well, Sunday being afternoon session, come in, do a presentation. And again, I have to check with Simi and Dr. Marine to see the logistics because, they have to get people come in on a Sunday. So that was the plan, was to do a seminar or a parent training workshop and then have a conference proceeding so that, every year we add to the knowledge base of the work that ma'am has been promoting. So that's the idea, and conference proceedings abstracts are publications. So like there are people who are in the academic circle who would benefit from these kind of activities. So that was the plan, So I'm happy, I think today's time is really tight, so I might schedule another meeting to discuss this in detail before the end of this month so that we have time, August, September, October, to work on this one. So that was the plan that we thought that I will share with you folks. And the other thing also is like last time we had discussed about a book on disability rehabilitation. So I have made some contacts with the publication like Springer, Oxford and Cambridge, and what they're asking is a marketing plan. Like, for example, how are they going to sell the book that we are going to write? So I will be I'm going to work with Dr. Thomas Kishore and Professor Devinder Banda to come up with a survey to see that what are some hot topics that people who are in this active in the field think about, and then basically plan a book around those and then have invitations for authors. So hopefully November 19th, these are the two major activities that we are planning to do this. So yeah, yes. So any feedback, I could meet with you folks and have a much more detailed chat how we go about doing this.
Conference would be a great idea.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So thank you all for coming to this session today, to commemorate ma'am's 11th anniversary. As I said, I mean, it's a testament to her personality that we have kept her in our memory till we are in this world. And so yeah, thank you all for coming. So before we end the service, end the event today, because I think we are not able to hold hands in this virtual service, can we instead hold our hearts together for a moment as a closing? May I please ask each one of you to put your hand to your heart as we make a sacred circle, heart to heart together. Ma'am, we bless your memory with great love for you have rooted your love upon hearts. May your memory be a blessing to all who knew you. Om Shanti. Yeah. Thank you.
See you on the 19th now.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. And I will be sending an invitation for folks who are interested to be part of the seminar and the parent training workshop, and we'll discuss with Simi and Marine to see how we can work.
We can call some identified experts and give it a PR, a marketing PR for a week long. We can use our social media handles for it.
Okay, thank you.
Build up. We can do a good build up. I think it's a great idea. Subject can be identified. It can be an hour and a half maximum. Few experts given each time, and then you can have this conference paper as an abstract. I think it's a great idea. We can work on that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night. Yeah, thanks.
Good night.
Good night.